Welcome to Your Daily Writing Habit, episode number 889. If you are writing a book or thinking about it, or maybe you've started writing your book but you need some help getting it done, you are in the right place. Good morning. Happy Tuesday, everyone. I'm your host, Christine Whitmarsh. If you're looking for me online, look for Christine Inc., like that stuff we write with. Each day, I'm sharing with you the writing habits I've learned over my 20 years as a ghostwriter, book coach, and author. I have found that three things in particular have a huge impact on your success as an author, and they can even turn a quote-unquote non-author into a published one. Those three things are writing fundamentals, productivity, and mindset habits. Here's today's quote. To me, the greatest pleasure of writing is not what it's about, but the inner music that words make. Truman Capote. And once again, good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. You know, it's such a joy and a privilege. Just wanted to share that, to be able to produce this show for you all day after day, week after week, and at this point, year after year. It's been a few years now. It really is one of my absolute favorite things I get to do in my business. And I love hearing from all of you, too, in your emails, your social media, direct messages, and posts. Really appreciate all of those. Thank you to those of you who communicate with me. And one of my favorite things to hear from those of you who do is how you are putting episodes of Your Daily Writing Habit to use as part of your writing practice. I've heard that some of you like to listen to the show every day or most days, because like life and stuff. You use it as an auditory cue of sorts to let your brain know, hey, it's writing cave time. You kind of like piggyback the two things together, like habit stacking, I think is what Nir Eyal calls it. And I think that's a really cool thing. And I'm so glad to hear this, since this was one of my goals when initially, a few years ago, designing this show. That's right. And that's a big reason why episodes of Your Daily Writing Habit are quite intentionally brief, on average 3 to 5 minutes long, 7 days a week. With the exception of interview shows, of course. And speaking of, a great one coming up on tomorrow's show where I interview author Yvette Bowden. And she has some really interesting things to say about the memoir writing process. So interview shows are obviously longer because I try to get as much writing and habits wisdom as possible from my guests, as well as an array of other expertise related to being an author. But other than that, really, I'm aiming for 3 to 5 minutes every day. That way you can hopefully tune in, grab something valuable, get all fired up, get inspired, and head right into the writing cave to work on your book. And I'm glad to hear for some of you that that's exactly what's happening. And this is also why my regular listeners might have already noticed the very last thing I say at the end of every episode. You know what it is? 2 simple yet powerful words. Happy writing. And this is my way of wishing you a joyful, productive writing session. It's also a reminder to find the joy in writing, to think of writing as a happy thing. So in addition to being a salutation and a sign-off, also think of it as an adjective, happy writing. Because if writing doesn't make us happy most of the time, why would we do it? So I would love to know from all of you today, how are you using this podcast to reinforce your writing habit? How are you utilizing this podcast? This podcast really is designed for all of you. It's a tool. I'm trying to help you set that daily writing habit in place, or semi-daily, whatever daily means for you. So how are you using this podcast as a tool to reinforce or set your writing habit? Please drop by my Inc. Authors group on Facebook and let us all know. Inc. Authors on Facebook, I always put the link in the show notes. And once again, a quick reminder to tune into tomorrow's show, Wednesday, September 22nd, for my interview with author Yvette Bowden. We had a truly inspiring conversation, and in particular, we dug really deep into the memoir writing process, using her memoir as an example. The challenges, the joys, all the lessons learned. So definitely tune in tomorrow to hear that interview. Thank you for joining me here on Your Daily Writing Habit, where I am helping you write and finish writing an awesome book. Until tomorrow, happy writing.